Hey, it's Kurt again with LifterLMS. And in our previous lessons, I was talking about the features and the benefits and the options to optimize your SCORM content in your WordPress site using LifterLMS. Now, I do want to acknowledge that using SCORM tools to make SCORM packages, well, it kind of produces a complex file. That package, that zip file that you have is complex. And so there are times where you might run into a speed bump or an error. And I want to help you in identifying when something goes wrong with the system. So with that said, I'm going to dive into this quick screen share right here. And this is the back end of our website. This is our dashboard that shows us the X API content we've already added. These are our SCORM packages. But let's say I want to add a new one. So I'm going to go in, click add new. I'm going to click choose file. It's going to go to, hopefully, pull up my external hard drive here with some files in it. Okay. So what I did there was I selected a zip file and I added that to the SCORM package. And you'll notice I got incompatible content processing failed. This is not a problem with LifterLMS or GrassBlade. This is actually a problem with the SCORM package as it's been exported from the course authoring tool. Another tool that you might see when you're working inside a SCORM-related website is you'll see an error code come up. Possibly when you go to view it in screen, you'll see a JavaScript error come up or a JS error pop up on the screen. Now, JavaScript is kind of what the output is for your SCORM package. So if you see a JavaScript error come up when you go to play your SCORM package in your website, there's a very high probability that there is some kind of corrupted file in that zip file, right? Because a zip file is multiple files stacked together. So chances are there is a corrupted file within that zip file that is causing a JavaScript error. Typically, at least 90% of the time, maybe higher, if you're working with SCORM, especially in WordPress, and you get a JavaScript error, it's not a problem with your website or a problem with GrassBlade or a problem with anything that has to do with your learning management system. It typically has to do with the output from the course authoring tool. In many cases, you can go back to the course authoring tool, go back to your root files, and then just double check your export choices. I haven't talked about this yet, and maybe I should have mentioned it back with the course authoring tools when we were talking about Articulate and Captivate. But when you go to export your package, you're going to have a screen that comes up, kind of like working, almost like doing Premiere Pro in Adobe, right? It's going to have a bunch of options. What format do you want it to recognize? It used to say Flash and HTML, right? Now it says like HTML and HTML5. There's all these choices that come up. Do you want to export it this way? Do you want to export it that way? And there's all these parameters. If something isn't chosen correctly in that export list, you may get a JavaScript error. So when that happens, just go back to your course authoring tool, go to your root files, go to re-export those files, and just make sure that the settings that you have there are chosen properly according to what you want to produce, and then re-export that file and attempt to re-upload it to your website. And chances are, when you do that, go back to this, you're not going to get this red line at that point. See, the red line tells us something's incompatible and we've got a problem. If we choose a package that is healthy, there we go. We choose a package that is healthy, we'll see the green line and it'll tell us what's been processed. So right in the green bar, it's going to say employee health and wellness sample, course SCORM 2004, processed. Now noticed the title only changed with the initial upload that I did. Remember the first upload I did? That set the title for the course. So now if I had to go and change the SCORM package in there, I do want to double check my title and I do want to go ahead and overwrite what was in there before because the name is different. Health and well, there we go. And then just like before, we would go through the rest of the steps. We would say, do we want this to play in the page, in a lightbox, or in a new window? Would we like this to be a text link or a button link? And so if I say text link versus button image, I'm going to say a button image. And then I'm going to go and select a button that we have in our system here. So that's our open lesson button. And then I'm going to say, check to show the content on this page. I'm going to click update. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click publish, which is in the upper right corner of our website. Now, once that's published, you're going to see a thing come up that says view API content. Here's our sample page. Remember, this is just a preview of the content, not where it's embedded. And now I can click open lesson. And it opens up that new tab for us so that we can see the course that we've just uploaded. So again, if you're going to put something into the system and it's not recognized, or it says it's not a proper format, or you've got a JavaScript error, those are typically not going to be anything that has to do with the website or Grassblade. It's going to have mostly to do with your course authoring software and the choices you chose in the export process. All right. Sure hope that helps, and we'll see you in the next lesson.